Okay, finally. Are we there?
Yes.
Okay. We can continue.
Yeah.
But we have, yeah.
Yeah. What? Did you finish writing
No,
this?
I was thinking, no, I have not finished writing. I'll write.
Yes.
I was thinking I'll take a screenshot.
Okay. You can do that for this one.
Just give me a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, done. We can continue.
Okay. Now, next are corollaries of inscribed angle theorem. Okay. Corollaries means just additional results of the inscribed angle theorem. So from there, the first corollary is angle inscribed in the same arc are congruent to each other. Okay, the first code. Understand what is the meaning of this. So if you see here in this particular figure, angle DCB, that is this one here, and angle DEB, this one. Both of these angles are inscribed inside the same arc. Okay, they are inscribed in the same arc. So whenever any two angles are inscribed in the same arc, they will be congruent to each other. So here you can say that angle DEB is congruent to angle DCB. Okay, both these congruent angles are be congruent to each other. First corollary, is it clear? Yes.
Yes.
Second one, let's see. Angles inscribed in a semicircle. Now, in a semicircle, if an angle is inscribed, then that angle will be 90 degrees. So if you see, CD is the diameter of the circle, and angle CAD is inscribed inside the semicircle. So any angle which is inscribed inside the semicircle will be a right angle, that is a 90-degree angle. Is this fine? The two corollaries?
Yeah.
Okay. I want you to write this point, first point and second point, just the heading. Angle inscribed in the same arc are congruent, first one. Second one, angle inscribed in a semicircle is 90 degrees. Write it down.
Inscribed in the sense made, right?
Drawn inside the semicircle.
So then all are congruent?
Yes.
The same arc.
In the same arc, here.
Okay,
In this,
okay.
inside the same arc.
Okay, fine.
I can make a note of these 2 points.
Done.
Okay. Now, next concept is cyclic quadrilateral. Now, cyclic quadrilateral is a very, very important concept, and many times it has appeared in the board exam, including the theorem and the proof of the theorem. It has come as activity also. So first, let's understand what is cyclic quadrilateral, how it looks like. So if all the vertices, no, okay, before cyclic quadrilateral, do you remember what is a quadrilateral? Anything you remember about a quadrilateral? What does a quadrilateral mean?
A closed figure with 4 to 5 sides.
Not 5, not 5.
4?
4,
Okay,
4. Yes, just
so then
4.
how is okay, then the pentagon and all of that are not quadrilaterals?
Yeah, they are not
hexagon and all of that.
No, they are not. They are not. Any figure with closed
Do
side.
we have anything to do with hexagons and all of that? Like
No.
angles in a hexagon and all?
No,
right?
No.
Okay.
No. So a closed figure with 4 sides is called a quadrilateral. Now, if the vertices, that is the corner point of the quadrilateral, lie on the same circle, okay, if all the corner points of the vertices lie on the same circle, then that quadrilateral is called as a cyclic quadrilateral. So something like this. DCEB, okay, DCEB is a quadrilateral, and all the vertices, that is the corner points of the quadrilateral, lies on the circle. That is why this quadrilateral is called as a cyclic quadrilateral. Clear definition of cyclic quadrilateral? Yes. Yeah. Have you understood what is a cyclic quadrilateral?
What?
Have you understood what is a cyclic quadrilateral?
Yes, it is in the circle.
All the vertices.
All the vertices. Yeah. The same.
Is there some problem in the voice?
No. I think there is a lag too.
Okay. So next is theorem of cyclic quadrilateral. Very, very important. What does theorem of cyclic quadrilateral says that opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral, okay, opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral are supplementary. Now, what do you mean by supplementary? What do you mean? What do you remember about the word supplementary? Anything?
Supplementary 180 degrees?
Yes, correct. 180 degrees. 180 degrees. So this theorem says that opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral, if you add them, you will get 180 degree. That is what this theorem is saying. The result of this theorem. Okay. Now we have to prove this theorem. That why, after adding the opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral, why do we get and how do we get 180 degree? So if you see, this is a figure and ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral. You have to prove opposite angles are supplementary. That means angle A and angle C are opposite to each other. If you add them, you should get 180 degree. Similarly, angle D and angle B are opposite to each other. If you add them, you should get 180 degree. This is what you have to prove. So, have you understood the theorem and what has to be done in the theorem?
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, actually I came out, so that is why I think you could not hear me. Yeah, but now I can hear.
Okay.
And
so
I understood the theorem.
Okay, so we'll start with the proof of this theorem. Okay, if at
One
any
second,
point,
A plus C equals to 180 and B plus D equals to 180.
Yeah.
So A plus B plus C plus D equals to 360.
Yes, correct.
So why not write that? So why not write that like an?
We don't need that. We don't need that.
Okay.
Now we are proving just opposite angles are supplementary. That is what we are proving. Okay, we don't need sum of all 360 degree. At least in the theorem, we don't need it. So let's start with the proof. Proof is very simple. So here it says first, look at arc ABC. arc ABC is this arc here. Now, this arc is an intercepted arc, and it is intercepted by the inscribed angle ADC. So this is the inscribed angle, and arc ABC is the intercepted arc. So here you can use inscribed angle theorem and say that you remember you recollect inscribed angle theorem. Inscribed angle theorem says that the inscribed angle is half of the arc it intercepts. So angle ADC will be half of arc ABC, and that is numbered as equation 1. Have you understood how we got equation 1? Have you understood how we got equation 1?
Yes. Do I have to write it?
No, we are not finished.
Or is it left?
It's still left. Okay. Now, similarly, ABC is an inscribed angle, and it is intercepted by arc ADC. Okay, ABC is an inscribed angle intercepted by arc ADC. Again, you use the inscribed angle theorem. So by inscribed angle theorem, angle ABC, that is this one, is half of measure arc ADC. And that is equation number 2. Okay, have you understood now equation 1 and 2 both?
I think your voice is breaking, but I can hear you and I've understood what you're telling me.
Okay. So now what you'll do is you add equation 1 and 2. Okay, add 1 and 2. You have to add it. So when you're adding, add right hand side with right hand side and left hand side with left hand side. So angle ADC plus ABC, that is here, is equal to half measure angle ABC plus half measure angle ADC. Okay. Now you take half common. You take half common outside. So inside you'll be left with arc ABC plus arc ADC. Okay, half is taken common out. But if you see arc ABC plus arc ADC, both these arc forms the entire circle. So when you add them, you should get 360 degree. Okay, that is measure of a complete circle. And now half into 360 is nothing but 180 degree. And this is angle D and this is angle B. So that is how we prove angle D plus angle B is equal to 180 degree. Did you understand this one? How 360 we got? Yes. Okay. So we have proved this one. Angle B plus angle D is equal to 180 degree. And now to prove A and C, you just say similarly in the exact same method and the exact same steps, just write the word similarly. Angle A plus angle C is equal to 180 degree. That is how you prove that opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral are supplementary. That's it with this proof. Did you understand?
Yes.
Okay, so now write it down. See that when you're writing it, understand all the steps and then write. Okay, if you have not understood any step, just ask me. And this is very, very important theorem. Okay, very important. Double star market. So it's very important and it has come in the exam many times.
Done.
Okay, so we'll move to the next. Okay, next is one corollary of this theorem. So if you see in this figure, the statement of the corollary says an exterior angle of a cyclic quadrilateral is congruent to the angle opposite to its adjacent interior angle. Okay, so the exterior. So if you see circle with center A and DCBE is a cyclic quadrilateral, and this angle, if I just extend BF, so this angle CBF becomes the exterior angle. Okay, so this theorem says, or this corollary says that this exterior angle is congruent. Okay, this exterior angle of a cyclic quadrilateral is congruent to the angle opposite to its adjacent interior angle. So to this exterior angle, the adjacent interior angle is this one. And the angle opposite to this interior angle is this one. So this marked in green, these two are congruent to each other. That's what this theorem says. The exterior angle is congruent to the opposite angle to its adjacent interior. So this angle CBS and angle EDF both are congruent to each other. Have you understood this?
Yes.
Okay, write down the statement. Write down corollary of the cyclic quadrilateral
So
theorem.
here isn't it a linear pair? Why is it congruent?
No,
Shouldn't it be a linear pair?
Here this and this are in linear pair. Okay, these two are in linear pair. But what the statement is saying, the exterior angle of a cyclic quadrilateral, that is this one.
Oh, that. Okay, is equal to D.
Yes, that is equal to the.
Oh, we had that last year also. Last year, we
Yes.
had it in the form of a triangle like
Yes.
this, and one line extended.
Yes.
Where this angle would equal to this angle.
Correct. Remote
This one.
remote interior angle. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
and also because alternate.
Yes. Yes. But that is called as remote interior angle. So same logic here, but just we have quadrilaterals here.
Yeah, and now why is this not going? 1 minute.
Okay, so write down the statement.
Can you see the angle I've drawn? It's not even, I'm not being able to rub it at all.
Yeah,
because it'll be there with you every time.
Well, I'll erase it.
You can't. I don't think you can.
Yeah, I can. I did it.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
Oh, great. So then I will write this down. I have to draw the figure also, obviously.
Yes, draw the figure also. Yes, did you finish writing?
No, I had gone, so I came back 1 minute ago. So I'm writing. I'm just drawing the figure,
Okay.
which is done.
So should I move on to the
Done.
next? Okay.
Yes.
So the next is converse of cyclic quadrilateral theorem. The cyclic quadrilateral theorem says that uh, opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral are supplementary. So the converse, what it says that in a quadrilateral, if the opposite pair of angles are supplementary, then that quadrilateral is cyclic. Okay, that means in a quadrilateral, if you add the opposite angles and you get it 180 degree, then that quadrilateral is cyclic, meaning that quadrilateral vertices of this quadrilateral lies on the same circle. So if you look at the example, this is an example, a quadrilateral. Now you want to show whether it is cyclic or not. That means whether all of these vertices, do they lie on the same circle? So to check that, you add the opposite angles. That is, first you add 75 and 105. So 75 and 105 is nothing but 180. And similarly, you add 180, this opposite angle. So that is 180. So in this case, you see the opposite angles are supplementary. Since opposite angles are supplementary, that means this is a cyclic quadrilateral. All the vertices or all the end points lie on the same circle. Okay, we'll not be doing the proof of this. We'll not be doing the proof, just the statement. Have you understood what this converse says? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, so write down this theorem, write the heading, converse, and just write down the statement. Because this is very, very important statement. We can, sums on this can come. Sums can come on this. So to check if a quadrilateral is cyclic or not, just add the opposite side, opposite angles. And if the opposite angles after adding, you get 180 degree, that means if they are supplementary, then you say it is a cyclic quadrilateral. That means all the vertices lie on the same circle.
Done.
And now we have last result. Okay, so this is also a
Are you sure
result.
this is all before the 72 page number?
Yes.
So much just before 72.
Wait,
What is even left after 72?
I'll still cross check. Huh? I'll still verify one minute. Yes, I think because from tangent and tangent segment theorem, from there it is not there.
Tangent secant theorem, I guess.
Tangent secant theorem. From there it is not this. I think this is there, but still I'll check. Wait.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Because I cannot hear you that well that I can't see you. Is it that your video is off or is it I cannot see you?
No, my video is on. Even I cannot see you.
Oh, okay. Even my video is on. In the middle, I had stopped it, but then I switched it on. So you can see it now?
No. I can just see your name. So it's because of your internet connection.
Yeah, same. Even I can see only your name. I cannot see what your... Yeah, I cannot see.
Page 7. Okay. So this is the last result. It is on page 70, which we'll be doing now. It's the last result. It's on page 70. Okay, after that we are done. Then we can start with the exercise. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. This is the last result. What this result says, understand. If 2 points on a given line subtend equal angles at 2 distant points which lie on the same side of the line, then those 4 points are concyclic. Now understand what the statement is saying. The statement says that firstly on a line segment. Okay, so here if you see we have a line segment CE, line segment CE. You take any 2 points outside the line segment on the exterior of the segment. So here I've taken line point D and point F. So you join point D with C and E. Similarly, you join point F with C and E. So you get 2 angles here. Okay, angle CDE and angle CFE. Okay, so you take 2 distant points outside the line segment. You join those 2 points with the segment CE and you get 2 angles, angle CDE and angle CFE. Now, what this says that if these 2 angles are the same, okay, these 2 points, different points which you took, if they form the same angle, that is in this case 60 degree and here also 60 degree. Okay, if they are the same angle, then these points, okay, then these points C, D, E, F, all these 4 points will be concyclic. Concyclic means they will lie on the same circle. That is like this. Okay. So if you have a line segment CE, you take any 2 distant points D and F outside the line segment, you join DC and DE and FC and FE. If these 2 angles formed are the same angles, angle CDE and angle CFE, in this case 60 degree, then all these 4 points C, D, E, F are concyclic. That means they will lie on the same circle. Will you understand this result?
Yes.
Okay, so write it down. There's no proof for this, okay, in a textbook also. Just the result. So write it down and let me know once you finish it.
Yes, done, done, done.
Okay, so just revising all the points that we studied. First is measure of inscribed angle, the first theorem, inscribed angle theorem. Measure of the inscribed angle is half of the measure of the arc intercepted by it. Okay, then, so these are just few examples of it. So here, the inscribed angle is 60 degree. So the arc in front of it will also be, will be double of it. So inscribed angle is half of the arc it intercepts. So if this is 60, this should be 120 degree. Okay. And if the measure of the arc, okay, if the measure of the arc is 120 as you know, measure of the arc and measure of the central angle should be the same. So this is a central angle. So central angle is also 120 degree. And this is inscribed angle, which should be half of 120, which is 60. Did you understand this? What all I said just now? Yes. Is there?
Yes.
Okay.
The one that is C is the double and A is the exact same.
No. C is inscribed angle. So inscribed angle is half.
Oh, okay. And then A
A is
beta
central
is
angle.
120. So
Yes.
center angle ke samne ka is obviously the same. Okay,
It
fine,
is the
got it.
same. Yes. Same example, but different measurements. Inscribed angle is 50. So if inscribed angle is 50, the intercepted arc should be 100. And the measure of the intercepted arc and central angle is the same. Right? Same thing, but different measurements. Even in the last one, if you see, same thing, but different measurement. Inscribed angle is 70 degree. So if inscribed angle is 70, then the intercepted arc will be 140 degree because half of 140 is 70 here. And measure of the arc and the central angle should be the same. So 140 degree. I hope this concept is clear now. Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Do I have to write this down? No, I've already written.
Yeah, this is already written. Just to understand. Second point, angles inscribed. This also you already wrote. Okay, we are just revising. Angle inscribed in the same arc are congruent to each other. So if you see this angle and this angle are inscribed in the same arc, so both of them will be congruent. Very important point, can come for multiple choice question, MCQ. Second point. Then third, angle inscribed in a semicircle is how much? Do you remember? What is the measure? Angle which is inscribed in a semicircle is how much?
$90 degrees?
Yes, right, 90 degree, right angle. So angle which is inscribed in a semicircle is 90 degree or right angle. And then this is a definition. If all vertices of a quadrilateral lie on the same circle, then this quadrilateral will be called as, what it is called? We just studied it. If all the vertices lie on the same circle, then this quadrilateral is called, we just studied now quadrilateral. What type of quadrilateral? Yes? Are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes. Now.
Okay. So if all the vertices of the quadrilateral lie on the same circle, then what type of quadrilateral it is? What is the name of that quadrilateral?
I don't know. Maybe
We just studied, no? What theorem we studied?
rhombus?
No.
Yeah, we did it. I know. I remember that disfigured thing sort of.
So what is the name of that quadrilateral?
Rhombus, right? Not rhombus.
Cyclic.
Oh, cyclic. Yeah.
All the vertices lie on the same circle. So cyclic quadrilateral.
Yeah. Cycle.
And then another theorem which we did.
Parallel.
Opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral
Oh, sorry.
are
Angles congruent.
No, not congruent. Opposite angles are, if you add, you should get
180.
so that is called supplementary. Opposite angles of a quadrilateral are supplementary. This is a theorem. And then this, the result, exterior angle of a cyclic quadrilateral is congruent to the angle opposite to its adjacent interior angle. Okay, this was a result. And
Yes.
if a pair of opposite angles, this was the last result which you did, pair of opposite angles of a quadrilateral is supplementary. Then the converse, this is converse of cyclic quadrilateral theorem. The converse of cyclic quadrilateral theorem says that if you add in a quadrilateral, if you add the opposite side, opposite angles, okay, in a quadrilateral, if you add the opposite angles and you get 180 degree, then that quadrilateral is cyclic. And lastly, the last result which we did, that is, you have a line segment, and if you take any 2 points on the exterior of the line segment, then the angle formed by those 2 points, if it is the same, then the 4 points are concyclic. That was the last result that we saw. Okay. So I want you to go through all the results that you have written it before we start with the practice set. So just read once all the results. Once you finish reading, just let me know. Then we'll start with the exercise. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So do it.
This is the last practice set, right?
Yes, I think so.
We have to do is the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do I have to read?
I told you, read all the results that you have written. Just read it all before we start with this exercise. Okay.
Yeah, I'll read. I'm reading.
Yeah.
Done reading. Now we can start.
Okay. So we'll start with the first question, practice set 3.4. In the given figure, in a circle with center O, length of the chord AB is equal to radius of the circle. Okay, so length of this chord AB is same as the radius of the circle. You have to find measure of each of the following. So first you have to find
Radius is OA.
Yes.
Radius is OA or OB.
Yes. Yes. So we have to find measure of the following. First, you have to find what is the measure of angle AOB. That is this one. You have to find measure of angle AOB. Okay. So let's start with the first one. If you see in the figure, OA and OB are the radius of the circle. So both of them should be equal to each other. And in the question, they have also given that AB is equal to the radius. Okay, AB is equal to the radius. That means OA is equal to OB is equal to AB. All these three sides are equal to each other. Is this clear? So OA equal to OB equal to AB. All three sides are equal. Now this
also we can say that it is an equilateral triangle. So
yes. So
is it?
Yes, it is. OAB becomes an equilateral triangle because all sides are equal. Now, in an equilateral triangle, what are the measure of all the angles?
Same.
But what? Same, but what? It is standard.
Whatever
All,
adds up to 360.
yeah, that is fine. But each angle, what is the measure of each angle? This is a
I
property of
don't know.
equilateral triangle. In an equilateral triangle, each angle measures 60 degree.
Okay, I did not know that.
Okay, in an
So 60
equilateral,
plus 60 plus 60 is 360.
yes. Okay. So what will be if each angle is 360? What have they asked you? Just angle AOB. So what will be angle AOB? What will be angle AOB?
60.
60 degree. Why? Because it's equilateral triangle. The measure of angle AOB is
Yeah.
60 degree. So here you can write because triangle AOB is an equilateral triangle. Is this fine? So first one done. AOB is
Yes.
60 degree. Write it down.
Done.
Okay. So second is to find angle ACB. Okay. So ACB means this angle. Look at the figure. So you have found out the measure of the central angle, that is 60 degree. Okay. So if measure of the central angle is 60 degree, what will be measure of this arc AB? Yes. Angle AOB, 60 degree. 60 degree. And now if you see angle ACB, this angle, it is the inscribed angle.
So it will be double of 60, which is 120.
No. Inscribed angle is half of this.
Oops, sorry, I'm always getting it wrong. So it will be 30 degrees.
30 degrees, yes.
Can you tell me which one will be half and which one will be double?
Here,
And which one will be the same?
Okay. Okay. So central angle, okay, central angle and the arc in front of it will be same. Okay. So you can write it like this: central angle and the arc or corresponding arc is same, measures is same. Okay. Now, inscribed angle, okay, inscribed angle will be half of intercepted arc. Okay, that is whatever is here after the inscribed angle will be half of the arc. Okay, and arc, the intercepted arc will be double of inscribed angle. Okay, intercepted arc will be double of inscribed angle. That means this is double of this, and this is half of this. Clear now? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. So we can continue writing for the second one. So to find angle ACB, that is this one, ACB, that's the inscribed angle. So you know inscribed angle theorem, angle ACB will be half of angle AOB, or instead of this, you can write it like, this. Angle AOB will be equal to, or measure angle AOB will be equal to measure arc AB. Okay, this you can say central angle. The other reason you can give central angle and arc are of same length and corresponding arc are equal. Okay, central angle and corresponding arc are equal. So, and now by inscribed angle theorem, okay, by inscribed angle theorem, angle ACB, which is the inscribed angle, will be half of measure arc AB. Okay, but measure arc AB is nothing but, from here it is equal to measure angle AOB. And measure angle AOB you already found out, it is 60. So 60 divided by 2 is nothing but 30 degree. Therefore, you can say that measure angle ACB is equal to 30 degree. That's it. Did you understand this?
Yes.
Write it down.
Yeah, done.
Okay, so third one, let's see. Third one is to find measure arc AB. Okay. Okay.
Now question 3.
Yes. So what will be measure arc AB? This one. This
The
is six.
measure of O.
Sorry, measure of.
Measure of O. AOB.
Yes.
So 60.
Yeah. So can you write that?
Yeah, I'll write it on.
Yeah. So now if you see, okay, wait, before you write that, see that for the fourth one also, see, we have to find a measure arc ACB, that is this one. So now if you look at, this is minor arc and this is the major arc. ACB is the major arc. You know the measure of the minor arc, that is 60 degrees. What will be measure of the major arc, ACB? Yes.
Yes.
What?
Arc ACB. So you will just minus 60 from 360.
Correct. That's 300. So will you able to write both of them, arc AB and arc ACB?
For homework or now?
For homework.
Okay.
Okay. How many sums in this exercise? Eight sums. Okay, so this is the last exercise, no? So we'll go slow only in this. Second one, I'll explain it to you. I would want you to solve it yourself. In the figure, PQRS is cyclic. Okay, quadrilateral. PQRS is a cyclic quadrilateral. Side PQ is congruent to side RQ. And so PQ and RQ are congruent to each other. And PSR is 110 degrees. So this is 110, 110 degrees. You have to find measure angle PQR. That is this one. You have to find measure of this angle first. Now, how to find out measure of angle PQR? Note one thing, that it is given that PQRS is cyclic. Okay, PQRS is cyclic. So it is nothing but a cyclic quadrilateral. Now, the theorem on cyclic quadrilateral that you studied, what is the theorem? Opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral are supplementary. So you write here by cyclic quadrilateral theorem. Okay, by cyclic quadrilateral theorem, angle PSR plus angle PQR will be what? Equal to what? Yes, angle PSR plus opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral are. Yes.
110 plus X.
equal to what?
180.
180. So this is 110 degree plus angle PQR, which you have to find out, or you take it X, however you want.
No,
And-
right X, right X.
Okay, so 110
Don't write PQR.
plus X is equal to 180 degree.
Don't write PQR.
So X is equal to 180 degree, or angle X equal to 180 degree minus 110.
No. I was saying don't write PQR. Take X.
Okay,
X,
that you
X.
you
I could
write
not
it.
hear you for a long time. You wrote so much.
Yeah. Okay, that's why I think you were not responding. So it is 70 degree. So but what is angle X? Nothing but PQR. So angle PQR is 70 degree. Is this clear? Is this some clear?
Yes, I could write this down.
Okay. 2, 3, and 4. Can you try it for homework? It's easy, very easy.
Okay.
I'll give you the hint. See, for PQR, you have to find now arc PQR. That is this one. So now arc PQR is an intercepted arc, and this becomes the inscribed angle. So you have to use your inscribed angle theorem, which is half. So arc, measure of the arc is given measure of the inscribed angle is 110. You have to find measure of the intercepted arc. So that means you'll have to take double of it. Are you understanding what I said just now? Yes? Did you understand what I said? Are you there? Are you there? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now I can hear you. I had a problem. My Wi-Fi was shut down. That is all.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Did you finish this first part?
No.
Okay. Write it down. We'll stop here after this.
Stupid.
Yes, did you finish writing?
No, I'm writing. Just take a screenshot and write it later then. Fine, it's okay.
No, no, you can continue.
No, I have a lot to write, so I'll write it later.
Okay, okay.
So we'll meet tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow what time? 2
2?
okay, 2:30 is fine. 2:30.
Okay, 2:30 to 3:30?
Yeah. Let's see. We just have one exercise remaining, no? So we'll see how much time we require
Yeah,
to finish.
okay.
Till that you revise all the write the theorems or practice whatever theorems we studied. Write it and practice, and other concepts also revise them. Okay.
Yeah.
So see you tomorrow.